Libraries are odd, aren't they? And librarians.
This is a leafy suburban street on the outskirts of Wigan. You'd think its inhabitants would epitomise conservative Britain, upholding the traditional attitudes of conventional society. But behind the damp net curtains lies a more sordid truth, a hotbed of bizarre sexual proclivities hidden from the public gaze. 52-year-old sculptor Adam Biscuit nearly lost everything 12 months ago when he almost allowed his particular perversion to get the better of him. So, Adam, tell me a little bit about what happened to you.
Well, I've never really been a big reader, up until about a year ago, when I was looking for a new pastime after my lovely beagle Stuart passed away. I loathe all of sport anyway, so books just seemed to be the way to go. Yeah, I plucked up the courage to join a local library, and I was hooked straight away, not just with the written word, but just the whole actual process of getting a book out, or removing it from the shelf, scanning a synopsis, shifting slightly to let the pensioners or the disabled navigate the aisles and so on.
And when did just reading the book stop being enough for you?
Well, first I felt more fulfilled than I had in years. Then one evening I was sat right here with a big John Updike, and something just took over me. I had this uncontrollable urge to write something in the book. It was so strong. I could see a pen on the table, and I began to get all feverish. Well, eventually I couldn't help it, and I scribbled something obscene about Christine Bleakley. I wasn't proud of myself, but it felt genuinely thrilling.
So what happened next?
Well, I just spiralled out of control. I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating properly. My work fell by the wayside. All my time was spent defacing library books, drawing little pictures or subtly altering the text to create saucy connotations. Then I began replacing the covers with my own indecent versions. You should have seen my picture of Dorian Gray. And as for my great expectations, well, I even went further and replaced the library's music CDs with my own versions, mainly consisting of heavy breathing and shrieks. Thank Christ I never started on the DVDs.
So how did all this end then? You were found out by one of the staff, is that right?
Technically, yes. There's a volunteer who came in once a week to read the newspapers for the blind and idle. But at this point I'd actually given up taking the books out and spent my time pressed against the shelves with a biro in my hand. Well, she spotted it, didn't she, while dictating something from the Daily Mail. I told her I was just leaving a message from a friend. She didn't believe it, Well, that's when it turned into a bit of a struggle. I threw a couple of Barbara Cartlands in her face. She got hold of my legs. It all turned a bit undignified. Well, eventually the police came in. I think they found it a bit of a joke, to be honest. That'd have been the end of it if the Sun hadn't got wind of it,
And how did those headlines make you feel? I'm thinking of bent borrower or pervy paperback man.
Deeply upset. People were throwing books at my house, making fires out of second-hand novels. One man even defecated in my conservatory, dressed as Charles Dickens. I booked myself into rehab soon after.
And you're getting better now?
Oh yes, slowly but surely. I've decided it's better that I don't read anything in the future. It's just too tempting.
So you don't read anything at all now? Not even train timetables or letters?
No. Well, they all go in the bin. I just assume that the bus or the train I'm getting on's the right one. That makes my life more interesting, doesn't it? Though I have missed up to 17 job interviews now. At the end of the day, it's all my own fault, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.